Are you looking to grow your business and increase your brand visibility? Become a sponsor with the Girl Talk Sports Talk podcast. Our sponsorship opportunities offer you a unique chance to connect with our dedicated fan base and community. Let us help you elevate your business name and reach new heights. Contact Melina or Mikayla today to learn more about how you can get involved and make a lasting impact. Join us and watch your business thrive.
What is up, y'all? It is episode 3.
And it
Uh,
is Friday morning, girl. Friday morning.
Thank goodness this week, I don't know about you, it has been a week.
Boss, I'm tired. I am tired, boss.
Do you know the TikTok sound? I don't think you do. But did you ever watch Holes, the Disney movie?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, there's this TikTok
You're
sound that
showing your age.
and you showing yours. There's this there's this TikTok sound that says, "I'm I'm tired of this grandpa." And the grandpa, "That's too damn bad." That is how my week has been going.
Yep, and that's what I tell you too. Too damn. I know you're tired, girl. I know you're tired, but we got to do it. We got to do what we got to do. So what are we talking about today? Tell us what we're doing. Tell me what to do. These are the times I let you tell me what to do.
And this doesn't happen very often. Um, so first and foremost, the Olympics are still going on, so we're gonna be mentioning the Olympics at any point because until it finishes because these athletes are amazing. Um, Team USA men's soccer. We made a little remark about them in the first podcast. Was it the first one? I think it was the first one.
Mhm.
About how they
They're
play.
dramatic when they play.
Yes, but hats off to them because Team USA men's soccer has advanced to the quarterfinal for the first time since 2000.
24 years.
Mm-hmm.
24 years. That's a
So
minute.
good job on that. And keep it with the men, even though we are women in sports. Um, I have to hand it to the Team USA men's gymnastics. Did you happen to see their performance?
Some of it, not all of it.
They got they
But
won the
they are diversified and they're
yes,
unified. And I
yes.
love that. They focus on each other's strengths. You never saw them like mad dog at each other. Like women are catty. Let's just be real. Girl talk for a minute.
We are. We're
We
catty and
are.
we're petty.
Pet. Oh, and I'm the type I don't like.
Petty.
Yeah, it's like pet. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those that I don't like to get like that. I really, really don't. But when I have to go there, I can be real petty, and to prove a point, like for me. And so I have to like reel that back in. But those guys are truly showing a brotherhood within
They
that.
are. And because they did that, they've won their first medal, ending a 16-year drought.
Better together, better
So
together.
good job, men's gymnastics. And well, obviously, good job to them. But our females, our women's soccer, of course, advanced to the quarterfinal, as well. And they will play Japan on August 3rd. So tomorrow. Um, and then, of course, the women's gymnastics. Did you watch any of that?
Yes. You know my girl, I was, oh my God. And did you see how much let's take a minute to appreciate again how much Snoop is enjoying watching the Olympics courtside next to the thing.
Speaking of,
Watching the gymnast, watching people tell me all the time, Mikayla, and you know this, that people say she's
hmm
everywhere. No, dude,
hmm
I'm not
this
everywhere.
dude is everywhere.
This dude he's swimming. He's doing the most. But
Yeah.
I'm living vicariously through him and his little short reels and stuff because that would be so me. Like if they said, Melina, we want you to go,
You'd be all for it.
I'd be all about it. Yep.
Um, Put a pin in that real quick because it just, well, now I've lost my thought. But Snoop, there was a video of him and Kevin Hart. They were watching the equestrian, I think it's
Uh-huh.
dressage, Did you hear what he said about the horse crib walking?
No, no, I missed it. Tell me, tell me, tell
So
me.
basically they were watching I don't know what team it was, but Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg were watching it and reacting to it. And dressage, like essentially the horses dance is what I like to call it because they're fancy footwork is what it is. And the horse started doing something and he's like, oh, the horse is crip walking. The horse is crip walking. I need to get him in a video.
Oh my,
It was
I love him. I
I'll
just
have to
want to
find the
hear
video and send it
it,
to you.
dude. He is
I was
just like
cracking up.
so. I'm telling y'all, he oozes cool. If every man could be as cool as Snoop, the world would be a happier
Mm-hmm.
place. They might be happy. I'm not saying that's not, but I mean, he can't do it over there. He can't. He'll get in trouble.
I remember what I was gonna tell you. You know how we talked about the poop protest?
Yes,
Okay, so on
you're scaring
Tuesday,
me.
on Tuesday, on Monday, Tuesday, they said it was unsanitary, the sin. But by Wednesday, it was sanitary for the triathlon.
No, ma'am. Somebody's not telling the truth. Either it wasn't sanitary and they didn't have a chance
Mm-hmm.
to clean it, or it was never cleaned and they're saying like, oh.
Mm-hmm. I saw that and I was like, ooh.
But they
Uh,
said it was clean last week when it started, right? Isn't that what we discussed? They had made sure
so
and they did a proof. They proved it that it was the
yes, so they
yes.
proved they did like the whole like cleansing whatever. The mayor and Anna Dogger swam in it. And then I don't know what happened from that time to this past Monday, but all of a sudden it wasn't sanitary. And they didn't
Well,
know if
the
they were going
from
to be able to hold the
you know what?
triathlon.
Let's just be real. It's probably from all the shit flying for the damn opening Olympics that started. Like,
Probably. No, it's very possible.
I mean,
Um,
fact check. It might have been because people were just mad. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
mhm.
I don't know. That's crazy
Um,
to me.
Before we move off of the Olympics, I do just want to also bring up the Egyptian fencer, Nadia Hafez. You sent
You
that to
like that,
me.
right?
That was stink first and foremost, moms, amazing. To the moms listening, to my mom who's been supportive and also says that I can no longer work with you because you're a Sooner fan. To
I'm a good influence. So
um to the moms
mom
listening,
liked me up until then.
uh,
See?
until you said that you were a Sooners fan. Yeah, she liked you until then. Um, but moms are amazing. They're resilient. Um, if you didn't hear, Nadia Hafez, who's an Egyptian fencer in the Olympics, competed
At
while
8 months pregnant.
seven
Eight
months, 7 months,
months. How
seven
much?
months.
7. Sorry. 1 month off. seven
Yeah,
months pregnant.
yeah.
If you're listening, imagine if you're a mom and you were 7 months pregnant. Now, my daughter just celebrated a birthday on the
Oh
31st of
yeah.
July.
Happy
She,
birthday.
yes, yes. And so I was pregnant during summer. So it
Ugh,
was hot.
so hot.
I cannot imagine fencing two
With
months ago.
all the padding.
Yeah, it was crazy. I knew you'd
No,
like
yeah.
that. That was,
I
yeah,
did.
that
I
was.
was like, oh, that's so stinking
Because how
cool.
do you even practice for that? Because your bobble, I mean, and
I
what if the
mean,
knife hits you or the sword or whatever it is that they use?
um, well, I believe because the way it looked was she was really padded.
She
So
probably had to be,
yeah,
yes.
so she was definitely protecting herself and her unborn child. But yeah, 7 months pregnant and competing at the Olympics.
Love it.
That's crazy.
Absolutely cool. Absolutely super cool.
Yeah. So that's obviously there's a whole bunch of more Olympic stuff that we've definitely missed talking about. But that's our Olympic recap. If you haven't been keeping up and living under a rock.
The Memory Quilt Company, turning your clothing into cherished keepsakes. At the Memory Quilt Company, they transform your clothing into stunning quilts, pillows, ornaments, and more. From the initial consultation to the final stitch, they are committed to creating pieces that reflect your unique story and their dedication to excellence. Whether you're honoring a loved one or celebrating a special milestone, the quilts are designed to be treasured heirlooms for generations. Discover the perfect way to keep your memories close. Find them on Facebook at the Memory Quilt Company. And I want to go. I know that we talked on our last that we talked about the Coastal Bend tidal wave.
Yes.
And as a reminder, those ladies are playing this week. They played Thursday night at 7, Friday night at 7, which is tonight, and then tomorrow night at 7 and Sunday at 4. So the ladies team is competing. You can go and follow them on Coastal Bend Tidal Wave just because, again, girl power. We need to support professional sports, and especially when it's tied to the ladies.
Yes, ma'am. Um, have we heard from our friend Amy? How the hook's doing?
I have not had a chance. My week's been crazy. I mean, I know yours has been crazy too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some days I don't know if I'm coming or going. And if you're listening on your way to work, you know, it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday and people are tired. We're tired. I do want to talk about and throw out there that I'm really getting excited about elections, all at
Oh yeah,
the city, the county, and the state and the national level. Um,
it's time.
it's
It's
time.
time.
It's time. And I love seeing strong females across the board. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
side of the politics they're on, but when women can rise up and lead, it amazes me. I live for that part of it because it takes a lot. It takes a toll on all these ladies that are putting their
Yeah.
names on the line and their families and all of the things that go with that. So
Yes. And for everyone who hasn't voted, who hasn't signed up to vote, sign up to vote. Go out and vote. You may not think that your vote matters or makes a difference, but it could be that one vote that changes the entire election, whether it is county, state, country. So
school
make sure
board, all of
you
that.
register to vote. And
So
that's my
here's a
little
fun
political
fact I
tip.
wanted to share with you, Mikayla, is, in Texas, and you can fact check me, but in Texas, I believe, okay, so there's 254 counties in Texas that report in
Mm-hmm.
for the electoral votes. And Texas carries at 40, I believe, um, is what it carries, right? The most that it does out of everything. And this is crazy. This is insane. This is really showing the magnitude of and the impact that Nueces County is having on Texas itself. Is that out of the 254 counties, Nueces County is number 14 in emphasis and being able to make an impact on either side as to
Holy
how
smokes.
a election result could be.
Holy
So
smokes.
yes, it's very interesting. I've been doing a lot of the research and things, and you got to think about it. Out of 254, we're in the top 20. We're in the top 15
That's
to make
crazy.
an impact. It's really wild when you think about little old Nueces County, but that's a true story. It is a true story, and um it's going to be a telling season. But one thing I always say is, you don't talk about it, be about it. Make your voice heard. Go vote. Register to vote. Do what you tell your friends, tell your family, because if you don't want to be a part of the change, you can't make the complaints. And I say you can't make the complaint, you shouldn't make the complaints. But if you do, it is what it is. But have your voice heard. So register to vote, no matter what side you're on.
Exactly. That's a little go out there and vote political statement for y'all. Um, so I want to ask a fun little question, and this could bring up a big debate. What was a sports movie that you really loved growing up, and has it changed at all?
The sports movie I liked,
Mm-hmm.
me personally, was The Blind Side. It's football.
Of course.
So
That's a good movie.
yes, and I'm always about how I love Sandra Bullock
Mm-hmm.
and I love football, obviously. But I love the story behind it. Now I know that there has been debate on how it happened, if it really happened all that way, what was the
Yeah.
backstory and things like that. But the theme of the movie and the way that it was portrayed, if that's whether that's truly fiction or nonfiction, it
Mm-hmm.
just was a good, wholesome movie of people stepping in, helping, watching them succeed, getting them to the next level, all of that. So The
Yeah.
Blind Side's one of my absolute, and then Angels in the Outfield.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's aging me a little bit, but I remember watching it with my children, and I loved Angels in the Outfield. What about
Very
you?
nice. So I have two. One helped shape my love of hockey. Um,
The Mighty Ducks.
yes.
How did I know? Because you're as old as my children, or a little younger than my children, and we watched it, and we watched it, and we watched it.
So growing up, I spent a lot of time at the rink here, in Corpus. I say rink, it's at the American Bank Center. It's not really a rink. But basically I spent a lot of weekends there when I was a kid. And I kind of fell in love with the sport. And then I found out there was this Disney movie that, if you didn't know, it's Disney, um, that was about these kids playing hockey. I was like, oh, sounds
You
so
wanted to be
cool.
like them, didn't you?
No, I didn't want to play hockey because, again, I think I knew at a young age that my temper would not be the greatest. Um, but my dad had a friend who had the movies, and he's like, "Hey, I have them," and he gave them to me. So I watched Mighty Ducks 1, Mighty Ducks 2, Mighty Ducks 3 back to back to back growing up. And to this day, it is still one of my favorite movies just because it's just like a good classic underdog story.
I love it. Yeah.
Also, I mean, Joshua Jackson, Sean Weiss, Margaret Moreau, Vince LaRusso. Like, these are some great actors. And some of them are still acting. Joshua Jackson, is number one, obviously. Um, but then also a movie I watched probably from the time I was like 13 to like 18 every summer. The Sandlot. The Sandlot. Not one or two, not two or three, but the
The
original
original,
ones.
the OG,
The
the OG.
OG
I
with
love the
Benny the Jet
Sandlot.
Rodriguez.
Yes, 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 yes,
So
yes, yes, yes. That was a
those are
good one.
like two movies that have shaped like me
Molded who
loving.
you are.
Yeah. I will say though, on Disney Plus, there's a movie called Safety. Have you seen it?
Uh-uh.
I think it's also based on a true story. And it is I'm like I don't know why I'm not a football movie fan, although there is another football movie that I really like, called When the Game Stands Tall. Have you heard of that one?
Mm-mm.
Goodness. But Safety was released in 2020, and it is I'm gonna read you the description. Is a 2020 American biographical sports drama film based on the story of Ray. Oh my God, I'm again probably gonna say this wrong. McElferby, a football player who battled family adversity to join the Clemson Tigers. So
Oh
basically,
wow.
what happened is he got a football scholarship to Clemson to play football. He didn't
Baseball.
come from a great family, and he had a little brother
Okay.
who he ends up kind of taking him on as a guardian.
Oh wow.
But he in the movie, and I haven't really looked that much into the story. He didn't tell his coaches, like his roommate and some of his teammates just kind of knew and they helped him. But it became this whole um oh, drama kind of thing because he got help, but not like financial help. And so the NCAA started investigating his situation as they
Ooh,
believe he was receiving irregular benefits. Um, so
not good.
basically, yeah, no, it's a really cute movie. I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but I think you would like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up, and it's on Disney.
Disney Plus. And that was a
Shameless
really,
plug for Disney Plus
literally,
right
and that was a
there.
really bad description of the movie. But y'all should all go watch it because again, it's really cute. And it definitely pulls at your heartstrings.
So I'm we do our podcast, and then but
Mm-hmm.
I do you know who Shannon Sharp is?
No.
Okay. No, well, he's a former football player and
Girl.
has his own podcast, and he has some of the coolest athletes on there. He has females too.
Mm-hmm.
Female things, but I'm going to shamelessly plug Club Shay Shay. If you haven't watched it.
I
Um,
love that name, Club Shay Shay.
yeah, Shannon Sharp, they call him Uncle Shay Shay, so Club Shay Shay. It's really good. It's very raw. They
Mm-hmm.
don't hold no holds bar, and so it's really really good. Okay,
Interesting.
what's next? What's next?
And because my ultimate goal in life is to just everyone love hockey as much as I do, I've made it my
Personal
podcast
mission.
personal mission to mention hockey in every single episode of this podcast, whether it's just like a little plug here, a little drop a name here. I will say though, when NHL season starts, I will be obnoxious. I'm just letting you know
Well,
now.
when college football starts, y'all don't even know what obnoxious is because oh my gosh, we're gonna have to extend. We're gonna have to get more sponsors to commit because we're gonna have to extend our time because I cannot
You're gonna
compromise.
be like whittled down to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can't. It's not gonna work. That's not gonna work for me. It's not. It's just not.
So, in February 12th, the 20th, in 2025, the NHL is doing something called the Four Nations Face Off versus like their All-Star Weekend. And it is Team USA versus Team Canada versus Team Sweden versus Team Finland. And basically what they're doing is they're getting hockey players um to play for these teams. So if obviously if they're American, they'll play for USA,
How do we get
Canadian.
on with that gig? How can I help you get that gig?
Girl, I have no idea. Um, but so the question is, why am I bringing this up if it's still like 6 months away? Well, because Melina, even though you don't care, um, my Dallas Stars, it's my team. My Dallas Stars head coach Pete Dobert and assistant coach Misha Donskov have officially been named assistant coaches to Team Canada. So I am super excited.
The
Uh,
Dallas Stars assistant
yeah,
coach,
the Dallas Stars head coach
head coach,
and one of their assistant coaches have been named assistant coaches to Team Canada.
because everything's better in Texas. Hello.
Exactly. There are a couple Dallas Stars
Oh, I won't be
players.
mad at you for that because they repping the big D where Melina's from. I will always Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Stars, Texas
Well,
Rangers.
then you'll be very excited to know that there are two players from the Dallas Stars on Team Finland.
Really?
Yes,
Two.
two, and that's just because they named the first 16 um
That's
players. So they're still naming the rest of the roster. They have to finalize their rosters between November 29th and December 2nd. So that's probably when the rest of the rosters will be dropping, which I'm
November
excited.
29th through December 2nd. That's like 3 days, dude.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Hmm.
Wow.
Um, but Quinn Hughes is a fan favorite who's captain of the Vancouver Canucks is on Team USA. Um, Jack Eichel, who's from Vegas Golden Knights, Austin Matthews, who, if everyone knows hockey, they probably know Austin Matthews from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Matthew Tkachuk, who's with the Florida Panthers, who just won for the first time the Stanley Cup this past season.
Mm.
So it'll be a very good matchup, and that's just Team USA. So it's gonna be real interesting for this week of games.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting and intense, and it's actually gonna bring
hmm
a lot of spotlight to hockey itself. I
hmm
mean, if we're honest about that.
Yeah. Yeah, because typically All-Star Weekend is one weekend. They do media days
Hmm.
Thursday, and then like Friday and throughout the day Saturday are like the skills competitions, and then Saturday night is the All-Star
I
game.
bet you lose your mind, don't you, on those
Oh
things?
my
Because
God. I watched the All-Star draft this past because they aired it this past February when they did it in Vegas, and Quinn Hughes and Jack Hughes are some of my favorite players. Of course, I feel like that's a typical stereotypical answer. I lost my mind because they were co-captains for their team. So it was a bunch a buttload of fun. But yes, no, it it's insane.
that is funny. That is funny.
Um,
So, I know you love your hockey boys because hot girls like hockey.
Hot
Yes.
girl, yes. For people, obviously we're not filming. Well, we're filming this, but we're not releasing the video footage. But I'm wearing a
Because we
black
want y'all to
cap.
like us. We want y'all to like us, not look at us. We want y'all to like listening to us, not look at us, because we do not always look the best. I think
Mm-mm.
people would be like, oh my God, that is not what I thought, especially if they don't know us. Like they'd be like, that is not what I thought she looked like, or that they look
Mm-hmm.
like in real life.
Exactly. But so I'm wearing a black cap that says "Hot Girls Like Hockey" because we do.
We won't say what my hat
Isn't
says.
doesn't it say vintage?
Oh, wow.
She literally
Wow.
turned. She's wearing a backwards cap, so I can't see what it says now.
Yep. Yeah.
Um.
Okay, so tonight,
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Friday
Oh.
night is Art
Mm-hmm.
Walk.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what Art Walk is, you need to go experience it. It's free downtown. You need your little
A
money to get your little snacks
huge,
or your
huge
little
thing.
corn or your beer or your soda or your water or your street tacos or whatever. It's downtown. I would say that if the weather is in agreement, the mosquitoes are really bad right now, so make
No,
sure
they
that
are.
you cover yourself. But it is a great evening to go and find local artists and local companies and small
Mm-hmm.
businesses and support. The other thing I wanted to talk about was tonight, Friday, from 6 to 8, we are doing an international dinner through the Instituto. And so it's going to be food from all around, different, it's $30 is to help raise money. But if you want more info, just visit Instituto page and here in Corpus, and they will give you all the information. I don't think there's a lot going on this weekend. I think everybody's
There's
getting ready for back to
not.
school.
Yeah.
There's People are getting ready for back to school, which real quick, I know we never talked about it. How is little sister's high school days going?
Oh, yeah, for everyone who doesn't know, my little sister started high school 2 weeks ago, which is crazy to me. Like absolutely insane. I can remember I was in high school when she was born, and that should say everything that you need to know about my age. Um, and she's doing really good. They start volleyball tryouts this upcoming week. So she's doing like volleyball, soccer, taekwondo. She's a first black belt, which oh my God, was so cool. They went to Corpus Christi Comic Con this past week. She met Chuck Norris and she got a photo with him. And Chuck Norris knows her taekwondo teacher. My little sister is officially cooler than I will ever be. And that's okay with me because she should be.
But you know who else was there? Lou
You?
Diamond Phillips.
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
see that?
No, but I remember talking about that earlier this year.
Yes, I saw the picture of him and I'm like,
Mm.
no, I don't know. I don't see the comparison.
If you want to know why we're laughing, you should check out the Tritons TikTok, and that'll tell you everything.
Oh yeah. So just another shameless plug while we have the airtime is visit tritonsfootball.com. Add us on social media, which is on Facebook, it's Tritons Arena Football.
On,
Instagram, it is.
I want to say it's different. Hold on. Tritons Arena Football. No, you're correct. And then on TikTok, it should also be Tritons Arena Football. Oh, I lied. On TikTok, it's CC Tritons.
Oh, that's
I,
right. We did
I
CC
I made
Tritons.
this account and I don't even know.
Yes, CC Tritons for TikTok.
On TikTok.
It's kind of slow right now, guys,
It
over at
is.
the Tritons Arena Football.
It's off season,
It's
so we're
off
just
season.
gearing up for next season. Um, but yeah, so all that to gear away from my list is just doing great. Cooler than me. That's fine. Um, so well, it is just laughing at me.
Because I'm
Um,
delirious. It is the end of the week, and we are delirious.
so before we take y'all into our further delirium ramblings, we're gonna shut off episode 3 here before it gets even more chaotic. Um, as always, if you liked the podcast, make sure you rate us on Spotify and follow us. We do have new episodes twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. If you're a business owner and you want to hear us talk about your business, then definitely reach out to us. And go Team USA.
Team USA, we got to keep going for the gold. And then I wanted to add another thing real quick is if you know of a local sports girl that wants to talk starting teams, doing all of that, have them reach out to us because me and Mikayla are all about girl power. And y'all don't know it yet, but there is going to be some karaoke stuff that come into the podcast eventually with girl power songs. Mikayla's looking at me like I'm
Karaoke.
crazy. Yes, karaoke podcast. And
I want people to listen to our podcast, not turn us
they
off.
will with our voices, right? I mean, I'm just saying. So, oh, I want everybody to go and have a great weekend. Um, I am literally almost crying from laughing so hard. So, and I don't know if that's happy tears or sad tears at this point because it's been a crazy week. But yeah, this is Melina signing off for the weekend.
This is Mikayla, and remember, sports are for girls too.
Holla!
The Corpus Christi Tritons are proud to announce for the 2025 season, they will be selling some VIP filled suites. They are limited basis, first come, first serve for all home games. All you can eat and drink, and you are allowed to bring 9 guests with you. For more information, please contact Mikayla or Melina at marketing@tritonsfootball.com.